Hello, my name is Tine van der Kraan, and today I would like to show you how I create some of my isometric tiles, or the workflow that I use. I have pre-recorded this video, so I will be narrating the process. I start off with creating a grid made out of guides. I use a plugin called NKS5 for this. I will link it in the description below, so you can also have a try with this. But the purpose is that I can use the guides to create an outline. Then you have to make sure that snap is turned on. You can find this in the view drop-down, and it allows you to snap your brush to grid intersections or guide intersections. With that active, you see that it's pretty easy to create some straight lines for the outline that we're going to use. Now that we have our outline, it is time to add some fill color. I use a polygonal lasso tool to make a selection. Then I use Shift F5 to fill the selection with foreground color. Now that we have the basis of a tile, it's time to add a bit of shading to create some depth. On the right hand side in the layers panel, you see I've locked the transparent pixels. This prevents me from painting outside of the fill color. Layer brush strokes with varying brightness on top of each other until you get a sense of depth. Then go in with a smaller brush to give some highlights and shadows to the terrain. With the surface done, it's time to add a few pebbles and gravel. This is fairly easy. You simply take a brown brush or a small brown brush and put some splotches on the terrain. Afterwards, you place a few highlights on top of the pebbles and a bit of shadow underneath the pebbles. Doing so will also give the terrain more depth. With the transfer option on the brush enabled, I create a layer underneath the pebbles to paint in the shadows, a very subtle shadow. Once I'm happy with the pebbles I've created, I merge the layers, the pebble layer and the shadow layer, and then I go about copy pasting the pebbles across the tile. Once you're happy with the distribution of your pebbles, it's okay to merge the layers. Then I've enabled the guides once again to make a selection, and with the top of the tile selected, I inverse the selection and remove all the pebbles outside of that selection. What you can do next is add a little bit of subtle shading to the tile. Simply sample the color from the tile itself and just add a bit of highlights and shadows to the edges of the tile where you see fit. Next up is adding some vegetation to the tile. I use the same approach as I use with the tile. First create an outline, then add a fill color, add some shading, and then copy and paste it in place with a bit of scaling so you have a bit of variety. What you see me do here is merge the outline and the fill color. You may get better results if you keep these separate, but for the purpose of this example, I've merged them so that it becomes a little bit faster to copy and paste them around the tile. I've painted the vegetation green with some green highlights, but it doesn't really match the tile. What I do next is apply a hue and saturation adjustment layer, so I can adjust the color of the vegetation to match the tile. If you are happy with what you've created, it is time to export. What I do here is make a selection using the marquee selection tool, or M. Then I hit C to go into the crop setting. Afterwards I hit Ctrl Shift Alt and S to save as, or save for web. And then I save it onto the desktop for this particular example. To see how your tile looks in a game engine, I imported into Unity 4.3. This particular version of Unity has advanced 2D features, which makes it really easy to add 2D sprites to a scene. Duplicate the tiles across the X-axis. Once you have a few, also duplicate them on the Y-axis and you will see the result of your work. Then I grab the Unity camera and make sure it frames the tiles that you've created, and I adjust the background that you can see on the left in the game camera. Please note that even though this is a quick method to get isometric tiles into your game, it may not be the best for the performance of your game. If you like this tutorial and you would like to see more, then please subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below, and tell me what you would like to see a tutorial of. Additionally, we also keep a blog at sassybot.com/blog, and it contains information and updates about everything we do with regards to game development, so check that one out as well. If you want to know who keeps providing the awesome music you hear in the background, check out the comments below as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been useful for you.